Hello and welcome back to Mac at the Movies. Today I'm going to be doing my weekly VHS rewind on the film Scream. Got my shirt on, got a good old Funko Pop here, and got the mask. So I'm going to get some popcorn going here in a little bit. But this is by far my favorite horror film of all time. It used to flip-flop for the longest time between this and Pet Sematary. And while I love Pet Sematary, this film I can return to and rewatch over and over again. I remember the first time I saw this film. I remember Scream 2 had just come out. There was all the promotions for it. It just got released to VHS to go out and rent. My cousin was over, and I was just like, I want to see Scream 2. And he said, no, you are going to see Scream. So we went out and rented Scream. And at the time, I hated horror films, hated them. The only thing I had ever seen up until that point was like Child's Play and Nightmare on Elm Street. And those movies, when I was a kid, scared the ever-living hell out of me. This was the first horror film that just drew me in. It didn't have that like fear that you would get from going to bed and thinking a doll's about to come to life and really, I don't know, steal your soul, tear you apart, do whatever. So this had like a more real vibe to it. You know, it has that real aspect of fear. You don't know who your friends are, things like that. And I mean, it was just, it really turned me for horror. Beforehand, I would just sort of watch it when I would have a friend over or something like that and just, you know, really man up. But it was Scream that really turned the corner for me and really made me want to dive deep into horror. Right after watching this, my cousin took me back to, it was a Kroger at the time. They used to rent videos. We went back to Kroger, rented Scream 2, and that was pretty much it for me. I was in love with horror ever since Scream 2 was out for rent on VHS. So tonight I'm going to watch this. It has been a little while since I've watched Scream, if you count last October. But I just pulled out all my movies, finally got them up on the shelves. I have an entire shelf. One third of my collection is just horror. And that's just what I have in cases. I have other stuff that I just had a lot of loose discs, things like that, didn't have space for, so I ditched the cases and put them in a zipper. And I also have VHS, so I would venture to say a third of my collection is horror, and I love it thanks to these films. So I'm going to get in this, get this movie started, and you know, fall in love once again. So crank on the TV, drop out the tape, get the Snow Angels singing their songs for one last time, and put in the movie. Got my little ghost face here to keep me company when the cats come in here and try to terrorize me away from the movie. And I have a nice ice cold beverage this time. I guess a handcrafted ginger ale. So I'm gonna enjoy this, get my movie going, and I will see y'all after the flick. Bye. All right, and I am back. So Scream, let's get into it. Absolutely love this film. Such a wonderful flick. Let's hit the rewind and talk about it for a minute. All right, so in the town of Woodsboro, some murders start to occur. High school lets out with a curfew to try and see if they can curb the murders that are happening in this town. The story follows Sydney Prescott and her friends, what's going on there during all this happening. Her father goes out of town and is suspected to be the murderer, and everything that's going on. He's suspected to be following up on a murder, trying to murder Sydney, as well as some other people on the 1-year anniversary of his wife, Sydney's mother's death. So you go through the film and you find out not everyone, not everything is what they appear to be, who they appear to be, reasons why. It's a fantastic thriller in that aspect, a wonderfully gory horror film, and the deaths that do occur. I mean, the opening scene alone, holy crap. So, that being said, the rewind stopped. It's a fantastic film if you haven't seen it. And if you're trying to get into horror films and just haven't found that one movie yet that it isn't too much for you, this is where you need to start. It is such a fantastic film. Just the story, everything alone is phenomenal. I absolutely love this film. Years ago, I was lucky that I was able to see a 35mm print of this film at a local art house theater. I had always wanted to see it on the big screen after having watched it, and it's just one of those things. Once it's out of the theater, chances are you're not going to see it in the theater again. But you get local art house theaters, and they put things together. And they had a midnight showing. Jamie Kennedy came there, did the How to Survive a Horror movie, and he also did the Malibu's Most Wanted rap, which was a lot of fun. It was just a fun night in general. Local art house theaters, they have a way of just taking your ordinary night and making just a little extraordinary. So it was definitely a lot of fun. I was so lucky, so glad to be able to see that on a big screen. So I'm going to go ahead and eject this. I did not watch the bonus featurette at the end. I've seen a lot of just special features and everything on this film, and later I will watch it, but frankly it's really late and I want to get to bed, so I skipped that tonight. So I got to the end of the credits, hit stop, and that's where we are. But again, if you haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out. If you like this video and other videos that I put out like it, definitely hit that like button. It does something. I don't know what, but it does something. And if you like this movie, or if you hated this movie, jot down in the comments below if you liked it or hated it. And if you hated it, what did you not like about it? I'm curious, because I don't know too many people that don't like this movie. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, see more videos like this coming your way. And as always, be good to one another. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Bye.